Men han har været træls igennem en længere periode, så blev jeg sgu træt af ham. Så
I knew right away that this was going to be a bad scene.
I'd seen suicides. I'd seen people disfigured in auto accidents. This was kind of the over the top.
I kind of went into right out of the grieving mode into the panic mode of, where are my kids?
There was so much anger in it. I mean, he just hit like he couldn't kill them enough.
He's the boogeyman. He is a smart, intelligent, manipulative killer.
It's an ordinary Monday afternoon when local police receive a call from a man named Robert Hollingsworth.
Hallo?
Hallo, det er mig, Mysen.
Hallo?
Hallo, det er mig, Mysen.
Hvem er Myggen?
Mysen fra klubben.
Hvad?
Det er mig, Mysen fra klubben.
Hvem er Myggen? Det er fucking bitch, Ahmed. Hvad mener du, mand?
Hvorfor det? Det er mig, Mysen.
Not sure what to make of the strange report, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department dispatches a deputy to check on the residence of Brenda Groney. But the moment he arrives at the Groney home, he can tell that something's not right.
It was very calm and still, and there was kind of an eerie stillness about the residence. And as I walked up to the front door, I saw the blood on the front door.
Investigators enter the home cautiously with guns drawn.
I turned the corner.
And I remember thinking to myself, my God, this is a mother.
It's hard for me not to get emotional. You don't prepare for that in law enforcement. But I still had to reach down and say, you know what, I gotta do my job. There was blood in there, and I just remember thinking, oh no, not the little ones, not the little ones. I went over to the creek area, which is over here to my left, and called their names out.
Charlie.
I got no response. You get kind of a panicked feeling in your heart. Yeah, we have mountain lions and all kinds of different critters running around here. I wouldn't want my little ones out there.
The first clue that jumped to mind were the kids staying with their father, and that was the first door we knocked on.
But Steve Groney seems as shocked and puzzled as everyone else.
That I obviously had one dead child. I knew that there were two missing, and that just changed the aspect of everything. I kind of went into right out of the grieving mode into the panic mode of, where are my kids?
We checked with friends, relatives, any place where they could have been staying.
Law enforcement immediately puts out an Amber Alert informing the public to be on the lookout for the missing children.
The community of Coeur d'Alene joined together and united in a way I've never seen before because they wanted to find Shasta and they wanted to find Dylan.
Now, yesterday morning, I came out into the front yard and the dogs were across the road. And as soon as they saw me, they came bounding over. And I just made it into the front door in time.
But despite the seemingly frenzied nature of the crime, the killer or killers seem to have covered their tracks perfectly, leaving no clues as to Shasta or Dylan's whereabouts.
And if they're not found within the first 24 to 48 hours, they generally are found dead. I think actually the more time went by and they weren't finding bodies, that I actually had more hope that they were alive somewhere.
Then, a televised plea by Steve raises even more eyebrows.
They're trying to take Pokemon from the game, from the old show, and make them real. Do you realize how dangerous that actually is?
Do you realize I have a lot of guns? I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, Mima, but I don't think a gun is gonna help us when a Pikachu comes and tries to shoot a Thunderbolt at us!
What the hell is a Pikachu?
A Pikachu is like a fucking mouse that can shoot 20,000 volts of electricity into your ass!
I'll shoot his ass.
With a killer or killers on the loose and two youngsters gone without a trace, local residents are scared to death.
There's a fear factor that permeated the community. disbelief that a crime of this horrific nature could have occurred in this community, this peaceful community, this idyllic community.
They seemed to be a picture-perfect couple, but there was a wild side to them as well. Investigators administer a polygraph test to Steve and record a strange fluctuation when they ask him if he knows where his children are.
And because of that, we did have to continue to look into his activities and basically to make sure that there wasn't anything that we'd missed along the way.
Groney insists that he was home alone on the night of the murders. At first, investigators are dubious, but what they find next changes their minds.
Police were able to kind of look at the cell phone records and my computer records and know that I was actually at home on a computer or on my phone.
But it isn't long before suspicion falls on another set of family members. Steve and Brenda also have 2 adult sons.
Dennis, do you ask me? You never see again. I am not sex with a woman.
My 2 oldest boys have been in quite a lot of trouble since they were in their early teenage years. A lot of people make reference to their drug problems and stuff.
Nearly 48 hours after the triple murder in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, law enforcement is working hard to track down Gary Youngwood, whose fingerprints were found on the victim's bloody front door.
He had contacted his probation officer, and at that point she told him, well, you know, the police are looking to interview you about the murders, and so he did come back, I believe, on his own.
So it was apparent to us fairly quickly that although he was a person of interest at the time, we pretty much washed him out of any involvement and any knowledge of the crime.
Having ruled out the most obvious suspects, on May 20th, just 4 days after the murders, there's another twist in the case. The toxicology reports reveal that Brenda and Mark both used marijuana and methamphetamine in the hours before they were killed.
Are there any violent drug gangs who would do a crime like this if they were owed a debt that wasn't being repaid?
Scouring their criminal databases for answers, federal agents stumble upon a local skinhead gang that's been breaking into people's homes and robbing them at gunpoint.
Well, maybe this home invasion group broke into the house, bound the victims, and when they discovered there was no money and there was no drugs, decided to take it out on the victims.
Boede sammen med en kvinde?
Jeg skulle aldrig boet sammen med en kvinde. Ikke andet med min mor. Fuld af den.